Imagine this. The lights go down, the bass rattles the entire arena, and fans are screaming at the top of their lungs. Drake walks onto the stage, but something is off. His eyes are burning, his voice cracks before he even starts the verse, and the energy isn't just hype, it's dangerous. Within seconds, what was supposed to be just another sold-out show spirals into the most shocking meltdown in hip-hop history. Fans didn't know whether to cheer, record, or run for the exits. Some swear he was crying. Others say he was screaming at ghosts. And a few claim they saw him throw his mic into the crowd with a rage no one has ever seen from Drake before. Social media exploded instantly. Tweets, Instagram Lives, and TikToks flooded in. Drake just lost his mind on stage. This is not normal. Clips of him pacing, shouting, and ripping his shirt apart went viral in seconds. Even his own team looked terrified, scrambling behind the curtains while the audience stood frozen in disbelief. Was this a breakdown, a message, or the beginning of something far darker? One thing's for sure, what fans witnessed that night was so raw, so unfiltered, it has already changed the way people see Drake forever. But the shocking truth behind his onstage meltdown? That's where things get even crazier. What really pushed Drake over the edge? To understand why Drake shattered on stage in front of thousands, we need to rewind. This wasn't just a random outburst. This was years of pressure, betrayal, and whispers finally exploding in public. For more than a decade, Drake has been hip-hop's golden boy. The superstar who blended rap and R&B so effortlessly that he became untouchable. His chart dominance, his influence, his ability to turn personal drama into platinum hits, it all painted the picture of a man completely in control. But behind the polished image, insiders have long whispered about the cracks. It started years ago with his feuds. The battle with Pusha T wasn't just a lyrical warette, it was a humiliation that exposed secrets Drake never wanted public. Then came the long shadow of Kendrick Lamar, who has been quietly positioning himself as the true king of hip-hop. Every time Kendrick dropped, the internet shifted, and Drake's crown felt just a little heavier. Fans may have forgotten some of those wounds, but Drake never did. Fast forward to now, the music industry has changed. Social media pressure is relentless. Every move, every lyric, every look is dissected by millions within seconds. And Drake, once praised for being untouchable, has found himself under constant fire. From allegations about ghostwriters to endless speculation about his personal life, relationships, fatherhood, even friendships, all of it piled up like a storm waiting to strike. But according to sources close to OVO, this breakdown wasn't just about music. It was personal. Insiders claim Drake has been battling sleepless nights, paranoia about betrayal within his own circle, and a growing obsession with how the world perceives him. One anonymous friend allegedly said he doesn't trust anyone anymore. Not his crew, not his managers, sometimes not even himself. That night on stage, when he stepped out, it wasn't the confident Drake fans were expecting. Observers noticed it immediately. His walk was heavy, his face strained, and his usual smile was nowhere to be seen. Even before the meltdown began, whispers rippled through the arena. Something's wrong with him tonight. And then came the trigger. Some say it was a fan sign mocking him with Kendrick's name. Others claim it was an argument backstage, minutes before showtime, with someone in his inner circle. One viral TikTok even insists that Drake got news mid-performance, some personal betrayal. Maybe even a leak delivered straight to his earpiece. Whatever it was, it pushed him over the edge. What's haunting is how predictable this collapse almost feels. Think about it. The man has been carrying the weight of being the biggest artist in the world for years. The expectations, the constant comparisons, the pressure to always be number one. Combine that with personal demons and industry enemies waiting to see him fail. and the stage becomes less of a celebration and more of a battlefield. Fans who were there that night describe a surreal energy in the room. One said it wasn't Drake the artist, it was Aubrey the man. And Aubrey was in pain. Another added, we weren't watching a concert anymore. We were watching a breakdown happen live. But here's where it gets darker. People close to Drake have hinted that this wasn't his first outburst, was just the first time the world saw it. Reports of private rehearsals ending in shouting, hotel staff hearing screaming matches behind locked doors, and even canceled appearances quietly covered up by his team have all resurfaced since the meltdown. Suddenly, everything clicks. This wasn't a one-off, was a pattern boiling over. So when Drake ripped his shirt apart on stage, when he threw his mic, when his voice cracked between rage and sorrow, wasn't just shocking, it was inevitable. And yet, even knowing all of this, no one was prepared for the first twist that would come out of this meltdown. A twist that not only made headlines, but left fans gasping in disbelief. What happened next turned this from just a meltdown into a full-blown scandal that no one, fans, celebrities, or even Drake himself could escape. The stadium was buzzing with confusion. Phones shot up in the air, red recording dots blinking from every corner. As thousands of fans tried to capture the moment, Drake seemed to unravel before their very eyes. At first, people thought it was just performance theatrics, Drake trying to pull a Kanye-style stunt to trend. But within minutes, it became undeniable. This wasn't an act. Drake stopped the music mid-song, slamming his mic to the ground so hard that the feedback screeched across the arena like a warning siren. He shouted into the crowd, his voice raw, trembling, "Y'all don't know what I've been through. None of you know the truth." Gasps echoed. Some fans screamed encouragement, while others fell into stunned silence. And then he started pacing, sweat dripping down his face, eyes darting like he was fighting invisible enemies. "They want to see me fall. They want me destroyed. You think this is about music?" he roared. The crowd froze. Social media timelines froze. Within seconds, #DrakeBreakdown started trending on Twitter. TikTok Live's blasted commentary, "Drake is losing it, live in front of us. This is history." But the real bombshell came when he pulled his phone out from his pocket, raised it in the air, and shouted, "You think I don't know what's being leaked? You think I don't see what they're saying? You think I don't know who's behind it?" The arena erupted in screams. What leak? What was he talking about? Minutes later, clips surfaced online showing a massive screen behind Drake glitching as if hacked. For a split second, fans claimed to see messages flash blurred, cryptic, but chilling. One frame allegedly read, "Truth about your circle coming out." Another, "The betrayal is closer than you think." Insiders later whispered that this wasn't an accident. According to a source close to OVO, Drake had been tipped off minutes before going on stage that private group chats from inside his camp were about to go public. Messages revealing his most guarded secrets. Messages that painted him as paranoid, furious, and convinced certain rivals were conspiring against him. And here's the craziest part. Screenshots started circulating on Reddit that same night. One alleged OVO group chat showed a shocking betrayal someone close to Drake had been feeding information straight to his enemies. Names weren't blurred. The messages referenced meeting with Kendrick's team. Fans went insane. Was someone inside OVO leaking Drake? Mid-rant, Drake suddenly pointed into the crowd, his hand shaking. "You think I don't see the snakes? You think I don't know you're here tonight?" he shouted. Security scrambled, confused, as he appeared to single someone out in the front rows. Fan footage showed a man being rushed out by guards while Drake shouted, "Get him out! That's the one who betrayed me." The crowd lost it. Was Drake actually exposing a mole from his own team in front of thousands? Or was this pure paranoia? The internet exploded with theories. Some swore the man was a well-known industry figure. Others claimed it was just a random fan who had nothing to do with it. Twitter went nuclear. Did Drake just expose his OWN mole on stage? This is beyond music. This is a breakdown unraveling in real time. Kendrick must be laughing his ass off right now. But the nightmare wasn't over. Within minutes of that man being dragged out, a viral leak dropped on social media that tied everything together. An audio clip allegedly of Drake on a private call ranting about how he suspected not only his crew, but even industry giants were out to destroy him. The names he dropped, shocking. According to the leak, Drake accused Jay-Z of abandoning him, Diddy of sabotaging him, and even suggested Kendrick had plants in his team. Suddenly, the meltdown wasn't just personal, it was political. The hip-hop industry had become a battlefield, and Drake had just lit a match for the entire world to see. But the real kicker? Right after his rant, Drake stopped dead in silence. His face dropped. He muttered into the mic, "They're going to release the rest tonight." And with that, he stormed off stage, leaving fans in chaos. What was in the rest of those leaks? And why was Drake so terrified? When Drake stormed off stage, fans thought the nightmare was over. But in reality, it was only the beginning. Within 30 minutes of him leaving the arena, the internet detonated like a nuclear bomb. Anonymous Twitter accounts began posting audio files. At first, people thought it was fake deepfakes, edited clips, internet trolling. But then major hip-hop blogs confirmed the voices were real. The first file that surfaced was devastating. Drake audibly furious, yelling on a private call. His words sent chills across the industry. "They've been plotting against me for years. They've planted people in my life. And I know who's behind it." But the shocking reveal wasn't just that he named rival Zit, was who he accused. The clip clearly mentioned Kendrick, yes, but also hinted at betrayal from inside his own house. A voice that seemed to be Drake's muttered, "Even OVO isn't clean. They think I don't see it, but I know." The internet froze. Was he saying his own label, his own family, was betraying him? Within hours, a second leak dropped this one visual. A grainy, shaky video allegedly taken from inside an OVO studio session. Drake was seen slamming his fist against a console, shouting at two figures blurred in the corner, "You're selling me out. You think I won't find out?" The clip lasted only 15 seconds before cutting out, but it was enough to fuel 1,000 theories. Who were the two figures? Why was this video being leaked now, right after his meltdown? Social media platforms turned into digital battlegrounds. Fake Twitter threads surfaced claiming to have inside knowledge. One viral post read, "Drake's inner circle is collapsing. Two OVO members have allegedly been feeding info to Kendrick's camp for months. Tonight was just the spark." Another alleged insider leak posted screenshots of supposed text messages between Drake and an unnamed friend. The messages showed paranoia at its peak. Drake, "I can't trust anyone. They all want me gone. Friend, bro, you're spiraling. Just focus on the music. Drake, you don't get it. This goes deeper." Industry snakes. Family snakes. Even fans turn on me. Fans didn't know what to believe, but they couldn't look away. TikTok blew up with breakdown videos analyzing every frame of the meltdown, every second of the leaked audio. Instagram flooded with memes, pictures of Drake pacing on stage captioned with, "When you realize your group chat got leaked," but beneath the memes was genuine concern. Was this a cry for help or the exposure of something sinister? And then celebrities began weighing in. Meek Mill, Drake's longtime rival, posted a cryptic laughing emoji on X, formerly Twitter. Within minutes, fans flooded the replies. He's loving this downfall. Pusha T liked a post about the meltdown, which alone was enough to send conspiracy theorists into overdrive. Even 50 Cent jumped in with a savage Instagram post, a screenshot of Drake's mid-breakdown with the caption, "Damn, they broke the sixth god." But not everyone was laughing. J. Cole, usually quiet on beefs, shocked fans by tweeting, "Praying for my brother. This industry will chew you up and spit you out." The tweet went mega viral, with fans debating whether Cole was defending Drake or hinting he knew more about the betrayal. Meanwhile, the biggest bombshell was still to come. Around 2 a.m. that night, a mysterious file titled OVO Files PT, one began circulating on Reddit and Discord. Inside were dozens of alleged private recordings, screenshots, and even financial documents. The scariest part, some of it looked too real. One file appeared to show bank transfers linking an OVO member to a company tied to Kendrick's team. Another included what looked like unreleased voice memos of Drake venting about being finished in the industry. Fans began piecing it together. Was Kendrick orchestrating the ultimate takedown of Drake, using Drake's own people against him? Insider blogs fanned the flames, reporting that Drake is in full lockdown mode. His team is scrubbing the internet, but the leaks are multiplying faster than they can stop them. The chaos was unstoppable. Major outlets like TMZ, Complex, and The Shade Room blasted headlines. Drake's onstage breakdown leads to explosive OVO leaks. Did Kendrick infiltrate Drake's team? Fans fear for Drake's mental state after Meltdown. But the most terrifying part of the escalation came directly from Drake himself. At 3:15 a.m., he went live on Instagram. His face was tired, eyes bloodshot, his voice heavy. For nearly 2 minutes, he stared at the camera in silence, before whispering, "You think it's funny? You think this is just jokes? Wait till you see the rest." And then he ended the live. Fans freaked out. What did he mean by the rest? Was he confirming more leaks? Was he threatening to drop receipts of his own? Reddit threads exploded with speculation. Some claimed Drake had secret dirt on Kendrick. Others insisted he was about to reveal names of people in his own circle who betrayed him. Either way, the meltdown had now become a global obsession, and just when everyone thought the chaos had peaked, another twist dropped. A third leak emerged the next morning, this one involving a name no one expected, and it changed everything. By sunrise, the world wasn't just talking about Drake's breakdown, was living inside it. Every timeline, every feed, every trending hashtag was flooded with clips, memes, conspiracy threads, and emotional debates. This wasn't just a meltdown anymore. It had turned into a cultural earthquake. Twitter's top 5 trends were all Drake-related. Hashtag Drake breakdown, #OVO leaks, #Kendrick did it, #pray for Drake, and the most shocking of all, hashtag OVO betrayal. The reactions were split straight down the middle. On one side, fans rallied behind him. Heartbroken supporters filled the timeline with messages like, "Y'all laughing, but this man is clearly crying for help. Drake gave us music that carried us through life. Don't clown him, now stand by him. This isn't entertainment. This is trauma." Others even shared personal stories about how Drake's music had saved them in moments of heartbreak, making the meltdown feel painfully human. TikTok filled with videos of fans crying, whispering, "We just saw Aubrey, not Drake. And Aubrey is broken." But then came the other side, the savage crowd. Memes went viral instantly. A photo of Drake pacing the stage with the caption, "When you realize your group chat leaked mid-concert." Another of him pointing into the crowd labeled, "Find the Rat Challenge." Even a clip of him shouting, "Who can I trust?" was edited into Fortnite videos, racking up millions of views overnight. The industry itself couldn't stay silent. Celebrities jumped in, some with sympathy, Others with shade. Nicki Minaj shocked fans by going live on Instagram, looking visibly uncomfortable as she said, "That boy's been under too much pressure. This ain't funny no more. Y'all better pray for him." Her words struck a nerve. Nicki and Drake's complicated history made her support feel significant. Meanwhile, Future posted a story of himself laughing with the caption, "Crazy world we live in." Fans interpreted it as mockery, fueling speculation of behind-the-scenes beef. Cardi B joined the chaos too, retweeting a viral clip of Drake pacing and writing, "This industry too cold. I pray for everybody in it." But haters quickly jumped in, saying she was only clout chasing. Then came the heaviest hitter, Kanye West. He posted a cryptic photo of himself smirking, with no caption. That single post racked up over 3 million likes in under an hour. Fans went wild. Kanye is loving this downfall. Others pointed out the irony, reminding people of Kanye's own infamous meltdowns. But perhaps the most unexpected reaction came from Jay-Z during a rare interview the next morning. He was asked about Drake's situation. Jay's response, chilling. He simply said, "Everybody ain't built for this game." The internet exploded. Was that a subtle confirmation of Drake's paranoia? Was Jay admitting he had distanced himself? The media frenzy only fueled the fire. TMZ dropped an exclusive claiming multiple OVO insiders were being investigated for leaks. Complex published a feature titled, "Did Kendrick just checkmate Drake without dropping a bar?" And the Shade Room went viral, posting side-by-side photos of Drake on stage versus Kendrick smiling at an event the same night, with the caption, "Different energies." Meanwhile, fans across the world couldn't stop speculating. Twitter threads ran into thousands of comments, debating every detail. Was that man dragged out of the concert actually the mole? Is this proof Kendrick is really inside Drake's camp? Why did Drake hint about more coming? What else is about to leak? And then? The division reached nuclear levels. Drake's loyal stans launched the hashtag #ProtectDrake, urging others not to exploit his pain. They flooded comment sections, reporting memes and calling for compassion. But trolls countered with #DrakeOver, pushing the narrative that this was the end of his reign. The debates weren't just online. Radio shows, podcasts, and even morning news segments covered it like breaking news. CNN ran a ticker. Superstar Drake suffers onstage breakdown amid explosive leaks. ESPN hosts joked about weather. Drake's curse had finally hit himself. Even politicians chimed in. One senator tweeted, "If Drake can't trust his inner circle, what does that say about our leaders?" It was absurd, but it showed just how big the story had become. But the real blow came when Billboard issued a statement confirming that streams of Drake's catalog had spiked 400% overnight, not because fans were celebrating, but because people were revisiting his lyrics, looking for clues. Suddenly, old lines like "Is there more?" and "I got enemies, got a lot of enemies" were being dissected as prophecies of his downfall. The public was split. Half the world saw him as a broken man needing help. The other half saw him as a collapsing empire. But then came the spark that pushed this beyond debate into absolute madness. A mysterious account dropped a new audio file titled OVO Betrayal PT2. This time, it wasn't just Drake's voice. It was another very familiar one. A voice fans swore belonged to someone Drake had trusted for years. The revelation was about to flip the story upside down. Whose voice was on that leaked tape hand? How could Drake ever recover once the name came out? The second leak of the night was already bad enough, but the third shattered everything at exactly 11:45 a.m. the following morning. A file titled OVO Betrayal PT2 appeared on Twitter, Reddit, and Discord at the same time, as if coordinated. Inside was a short, chilling audio clip. At first, it was Drake's voice, again tired, trembling, almost whispering, "If this gets out, I'm done." But then came another voice. Fans froze. The internet froze. The voice wasn't Kendrick. It wasn't Pusha. It wasn't even an enemy. It was OVO40, Drake's most trusted producer. The man behind his biggest hits. The brother figure who had stood beside him since day one. In the leaked clip, the two seemed to be arguing. Drake sounded furious. "You told them, didn't you?" "You let it slip." And the reply, allegedly from 40 Cent Shockwaves, "I didn't want it to happen this way." But you can't keep blaming everyone else. The world went into meltdown. Fans who had worshipped their bond felt betrayed. If true, this meant the very foundation of Drake's empire had cracked. OVO wasn't just a brand, it was supposed to be a family. And now the audio painted the picture of a family eating itself alive. Twitter threads turned into war zones. If 40 really betrayed him, it's over. That's the final nail. No way, this is edited. 40 would never do Drake dirty. Bro, remember when Pusha exposed 40's condition? Maybe he's been bitter ever since. Insider blogs poured gasoline on the fire, publishing exclusive reports claiming there had been growing tension between Drake and 40 for months. Rumors of creative differences, money disputes, even jealousy. Whether true or not, fans ate it up. But the biggest reaction came when 40 himself went silent. No tweets, no statements, no denials. His Instagram story, usually updated daily, was completely blank. The silence screamed louder than words. And then came the twist that no one, absolutely no one, expected. At 9 p.m. that same day, an anonymous hacker group claimed responsibility for the leaks. They posted a chilling statement: "We're not done. The real files drop tomorrow." What you've seen so far is nothing compared to what's coming. The world held its breath. If the first leaks had already dismantled Drake's reputation, what could be worse? What could possibly be so damaging that Drake himself hinted he wouldn't survive?